So this is the warm-up series. This first one here is called a foam roller open book. What you're gonna do when you're laying on your side, bottom leg is gonna be straight, top leg, hip is gonna be at 90 degrees with your body. Arms are gonna be in front like this. You're gonna rotate open, keep your knee in contact with the foam roller the entire time. You're gonna go all the way open like this. You're gonna come all the way back. It's called the foam roller thread the needle. What you're going to do, knees are going to be under your hips, arms are going to be under your shoulders. This outside hand is going to go palm up on the foam roller, rotating across, reaching as far as you can. This left arm, the inside arm can bend. You're going to come all the way back. You're going to push out as far as you possibly can, rotating the torso, holding for about 3 seconds at end range, and coming back. Once you get to the point where you feel like you're just right before pain, shoot on really good for 3 to 4 seconds. Come all the way back down. Same thing. Go up, take time. Right before you feel pain, hold it there for about 3 to 4 seconds. Relax and stretch. Come back down. Gradually, more range of motion as you're going up. That's a good thing. Sometimes it might take a little bit, but ultimately the goal would be able to kind of keep your hands on the ground the entire time. So the overhead right now they're not there. So once you kind of stop, right before you feel pain, allow those pecs to stretch. So T-spine extension. Hips are going to stay down on the ground. Arch over the foam roller. You can go to a higher spot up. Arch over kind of as far as you feel comfortable doing. Come all the way back up. If you find a spot in particular, it's a little tighter than another spot, you can kind of stay on that particular spot and continue to mobilize it. This one's called hip 90-90. You can kind of see how I'm sitting in this position. My knee is at 90 degrees and my hip is kind of at 90 degrees as well from my torso. What I want to do with this one is you can use this as a stretch. So the first part, if you want to stretch that posterior side, you can hinge over, get a good stretch that way, and hold it. Just try to let the leg relax, get a good deep stretch here. But what we want to use this for is we want to use this more as a mobility and deep hip activation exercise. So that's going to be focusing on the back leg with internal and external rotation. So what you're going to start with is your hand is going to be on your ankle. Okay? The more you lean to the away from it, the easier it's going to be. The more upright you are, the more challenging it's going to be. I want you to try to be as upright as you can while still being able to achieve full range of motion. So what you're going to do is you're going to do hip external rotation, keeping that foot down, lifting just that leg up as high as you can. If you feel like you can only lift it this high, try leaning over a little bit and doing this. If this is way too easy, then like I said, to make it harder, try to be a little more upright. You're going to do 10 external rotation. Next one's going to be internal rotation. So to start off, you might need to lean a little bit farther because this one's more challenging, but this knee is going to stay down and you're going to be lifting that back foot off of the ground. Again, if you can do it easily, make yourself a little bit more upright and really try to lift that leg. If you can't lift it very high, grab the inside of your foot here, inside of your shoe, and kind of give yourself a little bit of a boost. Okay, you're just going to do 10 of those, and then you just switch sides and repeat. So this is a physio ball lat rollout. What you're going to do, bend your hands and knees like this. You're going to stretch this arm out, dropping the chest down towards the floor, and this can kind of cross over your body midline a little bit. Hold it for about 10 seconds. Come back up, and try to go a little bit further. If you want to add a little bit more stretch to it, you can take the same side leg, drop it behind and around your body, kind of make yourself like a half-shaped moon, and really stretch that out, about 10-second hold. And come back. You'll do both sides. This is called hip cars. You're going to go both forward and backwards. So you're going to come into this position here, put your hands on a wall. This leg, you're going to lift your knee up. Then you're going to bring it out to the side, okay? So you're not just rounding the leg, you're bringing it up like you're opening that hip wide. Then you're going to turn that knee down, foot up towards the ceiling, and you're going to bring it through. So it's up, out, circling around and through. That's the forward way. The reverse way is the exact opposite of that. You're kicking up like this, and you step up and over, open that hip, bring it all the way around the front, like that. This way, Hip around, back down. This is called the pelvic wall clear. So this is to work a little bit more on that rotation and dissociation of that lower body to increase some more hip rotation. So what you're gonna do, put your hands on the wall. Okay, what this is gonna do is it's gonna help stabilize your upper body. Left leg is gonna go forward. So the goal of this one, you're going to try to keep your upper body fairly stable, rotate your hips into a backswing, and then you're gonna straighten this left leg and drive and rotate your hips as far as you can to the left, maintaining a very stable upper body, using the wall as needed to keep those shoulders nice and square. Rotate back in that backswing. You're going to drive the hips through this direction. And then when you do the opposite side, other leg's going to go forward, and you're kind of repeat the same exact process. This is dumbbell squat, jump, squat, okay? Weight-wise, I want you using dumbbells that allow you to perform this movement quickly, but it should be also heavy and challenging. You know it's too much weight if you squat down and it takes you a while to leave the floor, or if you only get about an inch or two off the ground. I want you to be able to jump as high as you possibly can while still really having to push hard with the legs. So what this one's gonna look like is you're going to squat down, jump as high as you possibly can, land nice and softly, and then return to standing. Okay, so a full rep, gonna look like this. It's gonna be squat, jump, squat, reset, okay? Squat, jump, squat, reset. So this is that single leg kettlebell RDL. So what you're gonna do, find something to hold yourself on. Okay, whatever hand is on the support system, that inside leg is gonna be down towards that side, and the weight's gonna be in your opposite hand. So I'm gonna lower myself down, hinging, okay? And I'm gonna be standing up, pushing that hip forward to bridge back up. If it's hard single leg, you can always tap that back foot down to help give yourself some stability. So from the front, this is what it looks like. Driving the hip forward. From the side, I'm gonna show you here what I want it to look like. Is this knee, it unlocks, okay? But it doesn't bend any farther than what it unlocks. So it unlocks, and you're gonna be hinging over. Hinging, hinging, hinging. You should feel a good little stretch in the hamstring. And then when you're firing, you're pushing this hip forward and engaging the glute and hamstring to fire, okay? So it's down here as far as you feel like you can. I don't want you to get lower by doing this or bending the knee. This is all locked into place. And a good way to kind of remember how to do this is if you keep your eyes up and look forward, it's harder to drop your chest if your eyes are up looking forward. Be in this position, then you're gonna push this hip forward to return to that standing position. So this is a lateral jump with a band. You're just gonna put the band anchored to something about waist, mid-height. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna hold on to this, and you're going to be jumping, kind of holding your arms in the middle, and you're gonna kind of swing your arms through just a little bit. All this is really getting is pushing off that trail leg over to that lead leg. This one is a single arm dumbbell bench. So you're gonna have your palm facing down towards your feet. What you're gonna do is you're gonna engage your core nice and tight. Keep your shoulders and your hips and your low back on the bench the whole time. You're pressing straight up, letting it come all the way back down, pressing all the way straight up. Trying not to let the weight of the dumbbell rotate you. If it rotates you a little bit, that's okay, but you're really trying to engage the core to keep yourself nice and square. This is a banded wall airplane. What you're gonna do here is you're gonna grab a band, you're gonna stretch it across the chest. Okay, I don't want the arms to come away from the chest, bands across the chest. Be in kind of a good golf posture. One foot's gonna be on the back wall, the other foot's gonna be on the ground. Head's gonna stay neutral. You're gonna rotate over, kind of as far as you can, focusing on maintaining stability and trying to get as much rotation as you can in that torso. And you'll switch sides. This is a med ball kind of push slam. What we want to work on is we want to work on the lower body translating vertically by pushing. And we want the upper body to be dropping down at the same time that lower body is extending vertically to kind of mimic that golf swing. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a med ball. In your trail arm, I'm showing you as a righty, you're going to be good high backswing. You're going to push with the legs vertically, and you're going to be pushing straight down with this arm going to a finished position. So what a full rep looks like here is we're nice, good backswing. You're gonna push down as hard as you can and push up with the lower body as kind of aggressive as you can. So do one rep. Show you another one here. Wind up, good backswing. Pushing down with the upper body and pushing up with the lower body. This is an overhead med ball slam. What I want you to focus on is not extending the arms, but you're throwing with the lat muscles here. So you're gonna be overhead like this, nice and high, and you're gonna slam in this direction. Overhead here, throwing down that way. So this one's called FMT torso rotation. You're gonna take this little band, it's called an FMT, a functional movement trainer. Take this little strap and fold it over. You're just gonna hold onto it with your hand, okay? What this one's doing is it's focusing on torso rotation with a little bit of speed and a little bit of resistance. So you're gonna walk out as far as you comfortably can. You start back in this position and you're gonna drive your torso. This band might kind of hit you down in the ribs a little bit and you're gonna come back, okay? And then as you get more and more comfortable with it, you're gonna be using the torso, pushing a little bit off that right leg and creating rotation this way. Main focus on this one is stability on that lead leg. As you're rotating through, you shouldn't be falling, leaning backwards. You shouldn't be leaning way over on that left leg. It should be, most of that weight's kind of forward towards your right leg or lead leg, but you're still pushing a little bit off that trail leg as well. So this is a 90-degree jump. What you're gonna be doing here, you're gonna start on a single leg, wind backwards, and you're gonna jump as kind of high and as far as you can at the same time. Turning your hips and laying with both feet on the ground at the same time. So it's gonna look like this. Trying to jump for distance, you'll do both sides. So if you take off and do about 5 on the right side, then you're gonna switch and do about 5 on the left side. A modification for this, if you wanna make it more challenging, is you find a box, whatever height you wanna do, and you just do it statically to a box. So you kind of squat, turn, and land on top of a box. So this is a dumbbell split stance squat with a row. What you're gonna do is most of the body weight is gonna be on this lead leg, and this back leg is more for stability. You're gonna be pushing a little bit through it. I would say maybe like an 80-20 distribution. Dumbbell's gonna be in your opposite hand. You're gonna be bent over like this, okay? You're gonna kind of squat down a little bit, not like a big lunge, but a little bit of a squat. Simultaneously, you're going to straighten this leg, rotate the torso, and row this up. And you're gonna kind of return to that lower position. So a full rep, a couple full reps, look like this. Okay, and you'll do both sides.